Wrapping up in the trial of Colin Gray, the father of accused 2024 Appalachia High School shooter Colt Gray. Gray has pleaded not guilty to 26 charges for giving his son an AR-15 style rifle despite alleged mental health warning signs. ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports.
Big picture here, this case is being watched nationwide because it could have broader implications. I mean, it could help define or even establish a sort of legal threshold for parental responsibility when it comes to school shootings.
President Trump's Surgeon General nominee faced tough questions from Senate lawmakers. Dr. Casey Means, who has never practiced as a physician, is a wellness social media influencer and author. ABC News contributor and president and CEO of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, Dr. Richard Besser, says Means doesn't have the clinical experience to become the next Surgeon General.
The position itself has influence through the bully pulpit, the issues that the Surgeon General chooses to study and to lean into. And you'd like someone in that role to have had the experience of being responsible for the care of patients, having been in an exam room and spending time talking with patients about what their health concerns are, and then having to go forward with a treatment plan around that.
The Reverend Jesse Jackson lying in repose today at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters. The civil rights leader died February 17th at 84. Dave Packer, ABC News.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
News Talk 610 AM and 102.1 FM. KBNU.
I'm Will Feelright with your KBNU headlines here at 5:05 on this Thursday afternoon. Well, a bill that would require Utah voters to show a government-issued photo ID when returning mail-in ballots at drop-off boxes advanced yesterday following extensive debate over its necessity and the estimated $10 million price tag. Now, House Bill 479, which is known as the Elections Code Modification Bill, passed on an 8-3 vote. Now, if enacted into law, the legislation would mandate designated drop-off times and ID checks at ballot boxes starting in 3 years. Now, the bill's sponsor, Representative Jefferson Burton, argued that the measure is needed to prevent fraudulent voting, stating that deceased individuals have previously had ballots mailed in under their names. Now, proponents during a public comment period also echoed the need to strengthen election integrity. However, opponents criticized that the measure's multi-million-dollar price tag and unnecessary burden on taxpayers would not be a real benefit. Now, local leaders, including Box Elder County Commissioner Lee Perry, argued that the state's elections are already secure. Well, Robert Cosby Jr., the son of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Mary Cosby, died earlier this week of an apparent overdose. Salt Lake City Police Sergeant Greg Wilking confirmed that officers initially responded to an overdose report, which later transitioned into a death investigation upon their arrival. Now, further details regarding the investigation have not been released. Mary Cosby, a Pentecostal church leader who has appeared on the Bravo reality series since its 2020 premiere, addressed her son's death in a statement that was posted on social media yesterday. Now, Mary wrote on Instagram, quote, "Our beloved son, Robert Jr., has been called home to the Lord. Though our hearts ache, we take comfort in God's promise and in knowing he is finally at peace and trust in the Lord to carry us through this time of sorrow." And finally, in political news, Idaho Governor Brad Little has officially announced he is running for re-election. Now, the governor submitting his declaration of candidacy to the Idaho Secretary of State and will now appear on the May 19th Republican primary ballot. Now, in a statement, Little said that he and his wife Teresa have been honored to serve the people of Idaho, pointing to what he called historic tax relief and record investments in schools, public safety, and infrastructure. Now, he also highlighted efforts to cut regulations and expand economic opportunity. Now, the governor noted that he won't formally kick off his campaign until the legislative session concludes in Idaho, as he says he wants to continue to promote his Enduring Idaho plan, which is focused on fiscal responsibility and long-term growth. Well, your weather forecast, partly cloudy skies through the rest of the afternoon as we've had temperatures in the low 50s today. Tonight, dropping into the low 30s. We'll continue to see a few clouds tomorrow, temperatures around the mid-50s, and then increasing clouds for the weekend as we'll start to see a chance of some light rain on Saturday, increasing chance of showers coming for Sunday. And your weather brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. When it comes to the parts your car needs, like batteries, headlights, and wiper blades, Napa Auto Parts has them in stock and on sale. With 5 locations to take care of you from Preston to Providence, it's Napa Auto Parts. And I'm Will Feelwright for KVNU News.
Valentine's Day celebrates love, the flowers, the cards, the gestures, but the most meaningful love is the kind that lasts. You've worked hard for your body, you've shown discipline, and still, some areas never change. That's not failure, that's biology. At Bell Sculpt, we permanently remove stubborn fat cells, not temporarily shrink them. And yes, even love handles deserve a little love. This isn't about changing who you are, it's about finishing what efforts you started. This Valentine's Day, choose yourself. Visit bellsculpt.fm to book your free consultation today.
News Talk KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
Yes, that's right. Night skiing at Cherry Peak Resort, just minutes away. It's cold. The snowmaking is on. And when it's cold, it snows every day at Cherry Peak. Many runs are sitting on a 30-inch compacted base, and the night terrain is unmatched with 2 lifts and a tubing hill. Full day, half day, and night ski pass is starting at just $25. Night skiing Monday through Saturday, 5 to 8. Friday through Sunday, open all day. Details at skicpr.com. We'll catch you at the peak.
Want to set yourself apart from the competition? The Leadership MBA at Utah State University will help you lead companies and drive change in your organization. You can attend in person in Logan on Thursday evenings or take an interactive online class. Complete your MBA in as little as a year. Apply before March 1st to be considered for summer semester. Contact the MBA office for a waiver of the $55 application fee. Learn more at utahstatemba.com. That's utahstatemba.com.
Do you ever feel like your yard just isn't listening to you? You water, you fertilize, you whisper encouraging things, and still, sad lawn. Anderson Seed and Garden has the answer to what might be happening underground. Humates condition your soil, loosen hard clay, helping sandy soil hold water and making nutrients easier for your plants to absorb. Think of it like a multivitamin for your dirt. Healthier soil, less water, and a greener lawn. Get your Humate today and high-level help at Anderson Seed and Garden, 69 West Center in Logan.
Welcome back to KBN News for the People. Hour 2 of today's show. It is still Thursday, February 26th. I'm Jason Williams. 51 degrees here at the Radio Ranch at 5:11 in the afternoon. And we're going to jump right back into it. Thanks again to Charlie Schill for being here for the People Theater Hour. We covered a lot of ground there. We had a question from a listener that came in right after Charlie left. Jared, if you're out there listening, just hang on to that. I'll make sure Charlie gets your question, and we'll answer it first thing next Thursday at 4 on the Theater Hour. So just put a pin in that, if you will. Right now, shifting gears, it's time for our monthly spotlight on the Logan School District, and this is something we've had the pleasure to do for years now with the help, well, I say help, he's doing all the work, of Superintendent Frank Schofield, who puts this together each month for us. And Frank, thank you for doing that, by the way, for all the work you've put into actually organizing these and making them happen. And you brought some friends with you again today.
Yeah, and as always, we appreciate the opportunity to talk about the awesome things that our students and our staff are doing in the school district. I'm really excited about our topic today. As a former Spanish teacher at Logan High School, this topic is actually super important for me. Recently, our German students participated in the National German exam, and that's a really very rigorous test of German skills, and they do listening comprehension, reading, and writing. And out of the 4 high schools in Utah that participated in that exam this year, we had 25 participants. We had 8 at Logan High School of the top 10 scores in the state of Utah, 16 of the top 20 scores in the state, and one of our students scored in the 99th percentile.
That's amazing.
Just really some outstanding success. 9 gold medals, 7 silver medals, 3 bronze medals, and just a reflection of really outstanding work by our students and some really fabulous work by our teachers. In this case, particularly, Mr. Mike Mudrow, who's our German teacher. The students at Logan High have been taking the German exam for a very long time, for decades, starting back with Jane Nicholson, who was the German teacher who retired in, I believe, 2002, 2003.
Really?
So long-term success. But we have 2 of those students with us here tonight. Emma Darby, who was, I'll embarrass her just a little bit, was our student who scored in the 99th percentile.
Oh, wow.
And Ty Ray, who also did extremely well on the exam. They're both students in our German 1020 class at the high school, so we invited them to come and share a little bit about their experience. They've also been part of our German, it's the GAP program, I forget the acronym, German-American something program, but it's an exchange program between schools in a school in Germany and here at Logan High School. Every other year, we either have students from Germany here or our students go there, and it's a fantastic experience. That, again, has been going on for about 46 years.
Wow, really?
That relationship with the school in Germany. It's a small town.
That's amazing.
In a walled city with a small school, and just really a cool experience for our students, both when they travel to Germany and when the German students come here. So we wanted to share a little bit about those programs and the impact they have on our students and the opportunities they provide for students at Logan High School. We also have in the room Evelyn Porras, who's one of our Spanish teachers at Logan High School, who's part of providing these outstanding experiences for students to acquire a new language, learn about a new culture, and just broaden their horizons as we prepare them to go out in the world. So that's what we get to talk about today.
Learning a language to me is fascinating because it's about, obviously, the main goal is becoming fluent and able to actually speak and think and I don't know if this is still what you say when teaching the classes, but I remember my Spanish teacher telling me when you start dreaming in Spanish, that's when you've got it. And that's obviously the primary goal. But this is also, learning a language is also about education, like in a broader sense. It helps in so many ways with memory. It helps with, obviously there are, as a broadening a cultural understanding as well. This is something that I have always felt like should be required, even at the middle school ages, to dabble with this type of thing. And I have to say this: both of the students are very nervous to be here today, so we'll have to needle them just a little bit. But Frank, for you as superintendent, what's it like to see these language programs grow? Because I know this is the legislature even has said we should have more focus on this.
I love it. I mean, as a former Spanish teacher and someone who has spent some time abroad, one of the things that I love about learning a new language is it helps reinforce the idea that different does not mean wrong. It just means different. And as you learn a new language that has very different ways of communicating, whether that's through the vocabulary they use or the ideas that they express, and then the culture that language informs, you recognize that, okay, there are people who do things extremely differently than my family and I do them. They do them differently than my community does them. And yet we're all happy, we all get along, and we're all trying to get to the same objective. So I love the fact that learning a language helps us recognize that different is different, but that's an enriching different. It's not different means wrong.
Sure.
So to see students, starting earlier, like we do with our Spanish and our Portuguese programs and dual language immersion, and learning that message early in their academic experience, and then seeing students get into high school and where they expand that and maybe go into German as an additional language,
sure,
or one they didn't have an opportunity to pursue earlier. It just reinforces the fact that we have this student body that leaves us having a really clear understanding of their place in the world and how they can go out and engage with people from around the world and different cultures, different backgrounds, and do it in healthy, successful ways and not get stuck on the differences.
Sure.
Too many of us, we see differences and we kind of get those differences turned into hang-ups. And learning a language helps us get past that.
That's it's impossible to learn a language without learning a lot, because every language has cultural underpinnings. For we do this for this reason, etc. And so you learn the two in tandem a lot of times. And for me, it was an amazing experience. And this one fascinates me. And I'd love for both of the students, Ty and Emma, to answer on this one, because this seems so unrelated. But there is significant research in the education world to show that someone who learns a second language at the high school level, at least, if not younger, as a student in high school and through college and as an adult, is better at multitasking. And I remember the first time I read that, I thought, why? Like, what does that have to do with? So your theories in German, please. I'm kidding. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Did you see Ty's face? That was prize. I'm so sorry, Ty. That was mean. But no, do you have, Emma, Ty, do you have theories on why that might be? Why a person would be better at multitasking for just because they've learned a second language as a high school student?
I mean, I think it's kind of required when you're like trying to think in two languages at once and like translate it into another. It kind of just already is multitasking in a way, I guess, but
that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Theories, Ty?
I agree. So, like, I feel like you're trying to, like, listen to what's going on. You're trying to respond. You're trying to, like, translate in your head. And, like, you're trying to, like, understand and talk at the same time. You're trying to, like, organize your sentences. And I feel like, just in general, it really helps with multitasking because you're trying to do all this at once. So
makes sense. I just remember learning that a few years ago, and I've never been able to forget it because it seems so unrelated. But it's, it does make sense that learning a second language would kind of add to those skills. For our listeners, again, it is our Spotlight on Logan Schools. Here in the studio with us, Superintendent Frank Schofield. We also have students Tyre and Emma Darby, as well as Evelyn and others joining us here, talking about the option as a high school student to learn a second language, what it can do for you as a student and as an adult after graduation, but also the opportunities these students get, including recent national competition. So we'll talk about it all as the show continues right after this.
News Talk 610 AM, 102.1 FM, KVNU.
I'm Jay Allen, founder of Allen Law. My focus has always been helping families protect what matters most through meaningful estate planning. I've now joined forces with attorney mediator Chris Guyman of the Conflict Resolution Center and seasoned litigator Sam Goebel to form the Allies Law Firm. Whether you're planning ahead, resolving marital conflict, or facing a courtroom battle, we bring strategy, strength, and experience together under one roof. Because when it matters most, you deserve the Allies Law Firm. Call the Allies Law Firm today. We plan, we fight, you win.
Cache Valley, meet Lily Jarvis Fuller. She's 23 years old from Midway, Utah, earning her master's degree at Utah State University and now representing Team USA at the Spearfishing World Championships in New Zealand. Lily trains year-round, building the strength and focus it takes to compete on the international spearfishing stage, and she needs your help. To help pay for travel expenses, visit freshwaterlily.com. That's freshwaterlily.com and donate today. Any and all donations are truly appreciated. Let's help send Lily to the world stage, representing Utah and Team USA.
We're here with Chuck, founder of Dollar Loan Center. Chuck, what happens if someone applied before and was denied?
Craig, I love this question, and the answer is simple. If you were denied in the past and still looking for a loan, before you go somewhere else and pay way too much, give us another shot. Everyone's situation changes. You may have a cosigner, a new job, a raise, who knows, but we're going to try to help.
I'm telling you, it seems like my credit score goes up and down each month.
Great point. We don't use a traditional credit score at the DLC, and you don't need great credit or collateral. We can also help you consolidate those expensive payday and title loans because we lend way more and charge way less.
Dollar Loan Center loves Logan and Ogden and lends up to $5,000 in minutes. Stop by a nearby location, apply over the phone, or online at don'tbebroke.com.
License by the Utah Department of Financial Institutions. Subject to approval, limitations may apply. See website for details.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else, but it's good to see your face.
Welcome back to KBNU's For the People. Continuing our conversation from the Logan School District, we have Superintendent Frank Schofield. We also have students Tyre and Emma Darby here in the studio. They are students learning a second language as part of their high school experience. And this is, I forget, Frank, the name of the competition. You mentioned it. This is a national competition, right?
National German exam.
National German exam. What's the experience like? I assume you don't just, do some extra studying for a week and then head off and compete, right? This is a long process getting ready for this. Nerve-wracking a bit? Scary?
A little bit. There wasn't like a ton on the line, but
Sure.
I mean, we wanted to do well. And I think it really built up off of like the years of learning. It wasn't necessarily that we did a lot of studying right before, but like I think it's something that our teacher, Mr. Mudro, tries to prepare us for over the years.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like we've been like indirectly preparing for like it for like a while now. Then like beforehand, we really like started studying for it a lot.
What are some of the ways they challenge you in this test?
Well, there's reading and then there's listening comprehension.
Ooh.
And listening comprehension is scary for me because like I have terrible listening comprehension in English, let alone German.
Same.
And with the listening comprehension, it can be like children talking or like audio with feedback and stuff over it. And there's just a wide variety.
Like intentionally trying to make it distracting and difficult to. That's interesting.
Yeah, there was like, I feel like it's a fairly well-rounded test other than there's no like speaking portion. However, like with listening to people, you had to be able to like differentiate like slight accents, and you had to be able to like understand children and like all sorts of things. Then you also had to be able to like read everything from like posters from like news documents.
Really? That's interesting. This is, was there a part that was your favorite or least favorite in the competition that you felt like was just your thing that you did the best at or did the worst? We take funny stories here too.
I don't know. I feel like the like graphics were kind of fun. Like there would be posters and stuff. And
really?
There were a lot of things where you could kind of like infer stuff based on other clues, which is always nice.
I get that. Like you feel like, oh, okay, I understand this.
Yeah.
Did you have? How about you, Ty? Was there a favorite part, least favorite part of the whole competition?
Oh no, probably like the videos. I like those more because you could like see what was going on while listening to it. It wasn't just like the straight audio clips either, where you just had to listen. You could like use your eyes to see.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I'd say the audio clips are the worst.
Yeah, when you have no context to what's going on and you're trying to understand it, that really is
a sentence of audio.
Especially when it's like a little child.
That is. And it would be intimidating to know, the students have been brought from schools all around the country, and you're representing your school. But very cool that you got to compete. And what drew you to this? Like, what is it? Was there just a decision to learn a second language? Was there something specific about German, or do you plan to pursue other languages? What brings you into this?
Like you have to take at least 1 year of language in high school.
Sure.
So it was pretty much up to deciding between, at least for me at the time, it was up to deciding between Spanish and German. However, I was very dedicated to not learn Spanish. I was a little I just did not want to learn Spanish for some reason.
So you chose German.
Yep, I chose German. I loved it.
Very cool. For you?
For me, it was honestly, I had some older friends, and they just had nothing but nice things to say about the teacher, Mr. Mike Mudro. So that was a big draw. I don't have any like really cool reasons, but that was a big one.
Those are pretty cool reasons. Both pretty cool reasons.
It's fun language. I think all languages are fun. I like to I'd like to continue learning maybe more languages.
That is, I know some folks who started out in Spanish, German, or French in high school and ended up working on PhDs in linguistics. So it can go a ways if you're interested in it. But I have to ask this because this is one of the standout experiences for me. Anytime I've tried to learn another language, you kind of get immersed in the language. And I remember this in Spanish class. I remember learning some of the verb conjugation rules. And then I remember I had Spanish in third hour, and then I would go to lunch, and then I'd come back and have English. And I remember going into the English class and telling my English instructor one day, why do our rules not make sense? Yeah. Because I just left Spanish class, and the rules are constant, and they make sense, and they're explainable. And yet we have, have you had that experience as you've learned German? Like, okay, wait, why don't we do it this way? Why is it less consistent, right?
Yeah, and I would have conversations with my exchange partner where she would be like, say some fancy rule about English and be like, why is this? And I would be like, I didn't know that existed.
It's just
That's
what we
crazy.
do.
I don't know how to explain it.
Wait, lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard this expression before. English is not a language. It's just 3 languages in a trench coat.
3 languages in a trench coat.
But like,
I love that.
That's one thing that's nice about German is it's fairly regular. Like there's some things, but it's fairly regular.
Yeah.
I have hello. I would like to make a comment and a question as well.
Sure.
So this is magnificent that Frank allows and requires 1 year of language. Not a lot of high schools do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of students try to take just 1 year and don't stick to it. So I salute you for continuing. And my question to you is, why did you decide to continue when you take it as a required year, but then you stick to it to the end? What was it that motivate you to stay until now?
That's a good question, Evelyn.
I just think it's so fun. I love language in general. And also, I think the longer you take it, the more it sticks. And taking it for 1 year, I'd probably have forgotten everything I learned freshman year by now. So it's something that I'd like to keep coming back to over my whole life, hopefully.
That is for you, Ty?
I agree. I also feel like on top of that, it's like what you were saying earlier, about that multitasking thing. It kind of sharpens your mind learning a language. So I feel like that bleeds into other aspects of life and school and learning. So it's just helpful.
This is, you guys don't have to worry about this till you get Frank and I's age, but they've also connected bilingualism, when you go from learning it in a classroom to actually, maintaining it as a skill throughout your life, to a decrease in odds of age onset dementia and Alzheimer's. It's related to in college students who learn a second language in high school. They tend to have better retention and cognitive skills when it comes to some of the challenges in college classrooms. I mean, it's fascinating to read about the way your brain changes when you learn a second language. So how many years are we talking for both of you here?
This is our 3rd year.
3rd year?
So 2.5 years of learning.
Yeah.
Of learning a single language. That is very cool. In the studio with us again, we have, thank you, Evelyn, that was a great question. It's, as you said, oftentimes the requirements met and then, move on to something else. But some people catch the bug. You learn just enough to be curious, and then you want to figure the rest of it out, right? Very cool stuff. In the studio again, alongside Evelyn, we have Frank Schofield, Superintendent. We have students Tyre and Emma Darby learning German at Logan High, and recently competed in a national competition as well, representing Logan. We'll have more of our conversation. Listeners, you're welcome to ask questions as well, as always, 753-5868, or send us a message on the KVNU chat at Google Talk, KVNU FTP, and we'll be back after this look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. Her name is Olivia Favero, and she's from Taylor, Utah. She was just recently crowned Miss Rodeo America during the national competition that was held in Las Vegas. Now, Favero, who has been competing since she was 8 years old, secured the title after a rigorous horsemanship competition. Now, unlike traditional pageants, the Miss Rodeo America crown is awarded based on a rider's ability to handle unfamiliar horses without practice or warm-ups. Now, judges evaluate the rider's technique rather than the horse's inherent performance. Now, Favero credits her passion for riding to her grandfathers, who introduced her to horses during her childhood. Now, as Miss Rodeo America, Favero will travel across the country now, representing the sport and the state of Utah, opening rodeos by carrying the American flag into the arena. Now, Favero said that even though her grandfathers are not with her, she knows that they are watching over her. And a 37-year-old Salt Lake City man is behind bars and being held without bail after allegedly assaulting and threatening to kill a woman inside his apartment earlier this month. Eric David Lopez was charged with first-degree felony aggravated sexual assault and forcible sodomy. Now, according to court documents, the woman had met Lopez at a local establishment. Now, the victim reported that after returning to his residence, a consensual encounter became non-consensual. Now, Lopez allegedly pulled her hair, struck her, and choked her for roughly 20 seconds while threatening to kill and dismember her. Now, while she attempted to leave, he physically restrained her, prompting her to call the police. Now, officers arrested Lopez as he was attempting to flee. The victim, meanwhile, was treated at the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, Lopez, a citizen of El Salvador, is also facing a detainer now with U.S. ICE agents. And the Federal Communications Commission has opened a public review on sports broadcasting practices, saying that more live games are moving behind streaming subscriptions, which may limit fan access. Now, the inquiry comes as Utah State is preparing to join the Pac-12 conference, and new broadcast partnerships will be included, which will go with CBS, the CW, and USA Network. Now, that means Aggie games will be spread across multiple outlets. Now, locally, Utah Jazz and Utah Mammoth fans already face a mix of free over-the-air broadcasts and subscription services like Jazz Plus and SEG Plus, with some channels not carried on all platforms like YouTube TV. Now, the FCC wants to know how these changes affect consumers and local broadcasters. Public comments are being taken until March 27th. Well, it's been a nice afternoon as we've enjoyed some sunshine with these clouds, and now tonight, temperatures are going to drop into the low 30s. Tomorrow will be even better as we'll be into the mid-50s, and then starting to see another chance of some showers for the weekend. It'll start off with a very small chance of some isolated rain on Saturday, but then increasing possibility of rain for Sunday. And weather this hour is brought to you by Cardall's Insulation. When it comes to taking care of insulating your home, they can do it. In fact, they can insulate just about anywhere. Garage, attic, just give them a call at 755-5012. And I'm Will Theorite for KVNU News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton telling members of the House Oversight Committee today she has no knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes during some tense moments in her closed-door deposition.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance.
Her husband and former President Bill Clinton is expected to testify tomorrow. ABC News has learned President Trump has reviewed a draft executive order that would involve him declaring a national emergency, potentially giving him sweeping power over voting in this country. Critical talks resumed in Geneva today between Washington and Tehran over Iran's nuclear program. Meanwhile, two people familiar with discussions telling ABC News several Republicans and some Trump officials in recent days have privately advocated for Israel to take the lead should there be a strike on Iran. This is ABC News.
I swear, every dad thinks the thermostat is a personal challenge. You turn it up, 5 minutes later, he turns it down. If you're warm, he's losing. You know what I'm talking about, right? But here's the thing. Dad might not be wrong. You might just need better insulation. Call Cardall's Insulation. Honestly, most homes are not adequately insulated. Cardalls uses high-performance insulation that stops cold drafts and keeps your home warm so you don't have to blast the furnace. Call Cardalls Insulation at 755-5012 and call a truce with Dad, 755-5012.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And if you have both Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible for a United Healthcare Dual Complete plan if your Medicaid status has changed. A Dual Complete plan may help you get more benefits than original Medicare alone. Visit uhcdualplans.com to learn more. That's uhcdualplans.com. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage you can count on.
Do you know a champion in our community? Nominate them for the KVNU Above and Beyond Salute. Every Friday morning at 8:30, we'll spotlight a firefighter, law enforcement officer, healthcare worker, or other deserving individual and give them a $40 gift card to Firehouse Subs. Submit your nominations for the Above and Beyond Salute by visiting kvnutalk.com. Help us recognize the champions in our communities. The Above and Beyond Salute, sponsored by Firehouse Subs on News Talk KVNU, the voice of Northern Utah.
Look, let's clear something up. IV therapy, hormones, peptides, ozone, this isn't about luxury wellness. It's about function. This is Dr. Josh Red with Red River Health and Wellness, and we're expanding our services to include these advanced therapies that support how your body actually works. Low energy, inflammation, hormones, recovery, immune health, these treatments are used intentionally with medical oversight and integrated into our existing approach to whole body care. If you're tired of quick fixes and vague answers, this is something different. This is about supporting your health at a deeper level so you can feel better, think clearer, and live stronger. Red River Health and Wellness, because your health deserves more than guesswork. Learn more or schedule a consultation at redriverhealthandwellness.com.
Call Red River Health and Wellness at 855-55-RIVER.
Call Red River today.
Here in Utah, we're built different. We're built for winter. Whether you're getting the kids to school on a snowy morning or tackling a slick commute home. And at Murdoch GMC Chevrolet Cadillac, we're built to get you through it. This month, lease a new GMC Sierra 1500 for only $565 per month. You've got to come and see us at Murdoch Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Logan or online at murdochchevroletlogan.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Call 888-391-6083 as we dealer for complete details. Offer expires 3/2/26.
Aggie basketball is heard here.
You know, there's a pride in this.
KVNU is your station for the best game day coverage, with pregame beginning 1 hour before tip-off, play-by-play and post-game interviews and Aggie call afterwards. It's Aggie basketball on News Talk KVNU 610 AM, 102.1 FM, online at kvnutalk.com, and the KVNU mobile app, the heritage home for the Aggies.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Continuing our conversation here as part of our monthly spotlight on the Logan School District. In the studio with us, we have Frank Schofield, Superintendent. You guys take it. I'm going home. Superintendent of the district. We have Evelyn, and correct me, Evelyn, you teach Spanish.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And right now she's here making sure that Ty and Emma behave. They are students studying German at Logan High, and students that have done so for some time and actually got to compete in a national competition. And we hadn't really talked about it yet, but they also had a chance to travel and stay in Germany for a while as part of an exchange program. We'll get to that. But before we do, Emma, Evelyn, you had a question that you wanted to ask both students about their experience, right?
Correct. Now that you had this experience, I would like to know what is your perspective now from when you went to Germany and you experienced that maybe you think you know the language and you're prepared, and once you get there, what was your experience, your perspective? Did you think you were ready, and then you start speaking and, oh la la, maybe not?
I think for me it was a little bit of the opposite. I didn't feel prepared, but I think I got along better than I thought I would. I think I'm a lot braver now because it takes a lot of guts to talk to someone in a language you know you're not fully fluent in, and you know you're going to make silly mistakes and use the wrong version of the and all sorts of things. But I think I learned that, like, it's okay to make mistakes, and communication can be so much more than perfect grammar.
So, like, when I went into it, I was kind of thinking, well, I don't really have a great vocabulary, but I'll be fine, right? But I get there, and, like, people will try to talk to me, and I'll be like, one more time, please, don't give up on me.
That was our most valuable vocabulary. What was that? One more time? Repeat that, please.
That is, in Spanish, it's lentamente, right? I said that a lot when I went to Mexico.
Yeah. In German, it's like noch einmal, and they would, like, try to speak to me and be like, please, noch einmal, one more time. Don't give up to me. Don't switch to English.
Slowly. Can you write it down? Because I know I can read it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is fascinating, the experience of learning a language, but also to talk to people who had. So I learned during the break that this exchange program you were both part of, it was a significant amount of time you got to spend in Germany at a young age, and you just kind of go there and be a student there for a few weeks. Any biggest takeaways?
I guess, like, just seeing
I just have
how
to say, Ty, I think it's funny you're nervous to be on the radio, but you could do that. Like, you flew to another country and just lived there for a few weeks with some people you'd never met before, but you're nervous to be on the radio.
Well, when I was in Germany, I interacted with, like, 5 different people on a regular basis. 5 different new people. This is a lot of new people.
That's fair enough.
But I guess my biggest takeaway was, like, just how both similar and different, like, another country can be. Like, there's so many things that are so much the same between our two cultures, yet there's so many small aspects that are so different at the same time. And it's an interesting parallel.
That's fair.
But you can get used to the things so fast, and then you come back, and it's like, wait, this is weird. Why is it so different to come back?
Do you plan, like, have you caught the bug? Do you plan to go back to Germany and
Definitely, I would.
At least for a visit, right?
I very much would like to.
That is very cool. Where would you both like this to go? Do you plan to pursue into college even, or is it something? Can you see yourself maybe even teaching one day?
I suppose it's a possibility. It's not something I've very deeply considered. There are, like, other things that are higher on my list for, like, careers and stuff, but I would definitely like to continue learning German if I can, probably in college and beyond that.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
For you, Ty?
Yeah, for me too. I would very much like to continue learning German for the rest of the high school and into college. Not planning on becoming a teacher, though.
Really? Not in the cards? What do you both want to do, right now at least?
I would like to go into, like, theater arts. I really like acting and set design, all those aspects of theater. I also like graphic design and other art things. So
should have made you talk to Charlie as he was leaving hour one. Well, I'll make sure Frank gets his contact info for you. He knows everyone in that world, so here in Cache Valley at least. What about you, Ty? What do you want to do after you graduate?
I think I would like to go into, like, a computer science or, like,
Really?
coding and software field.
Very cool. This is, and that's where the memory skills that you've picked up learning a second language are going to come in handy.
And I love one of the great things about foreign languages or world languages is you never know when they're going to come in handy.
Sure.
You have no idea. I remember one time when I think I was 13, 14 years old, and we were visiting Zion's with my family. And it was the summer. There were lots of European tourists there. And my younger siblings and I were playing in a river and stuff, and I hear 2 men start speaking German behind me. And I turn around, and one of them's my dad. I didn't even know he spoke German. You know, he had lived abroad for a number of years, actually spoke it very well. Never spoke it around us. We never learned anything, but he's just, you know, on a family vacation, randomly runs into somebody and is able to have a conversation, make a new friend, help them feel comfortable and welcomed. And you have no idea when those types of opportunities are going to come up.
Sure.
So having that ability to do it just is really fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was like maybe like a week and a half ago. I was skiing up at Beaver Mountain, and someone like in the lift line behind me started speaking German, and it was a very broken German conversation, but I was able to have like a conversation with them just on the spot.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. Were they surprised?
Yes.
They had to
However, I think I was more surprised.
You were more surprised. That is very cool. Yeah, it's something that I think for both of you at your ages, it has to be something that you'd say has expanded your worlds.
Definitely.
Learning the language. Yes. Did you expect that going in, or was that kind of a bit of surprise coming at least out of how far you've progressed?
I think it definitely came with time. Like, I wanted to learn a language for a while, but I don't think I actually started to realize like all the positive impacts it has until I actually started doing it.
That is very cool. This is German music. Have you picked up any of that yet?
Not a ton. There were some songs that we listened to like with friends in Germany that I still listen to though. There was one that I listened to a lot after we left the town where our sister school is in, because I wanted to go back and I was really sad. And so I listened to the song that we listened to a lot, and then it ended up being my top song on Spotify, and it was the most random, like, old German song.
That's very cool. That is, I want to ask you both this question because it's kind of it's flipping the script a little bit. I'm sorry, did you had something? Oh, sorry. Listeners can't see this, but Evelyn and Frank and I can't see each other because of the monitors here in the studio. So I don't want to cut you off. If you have a question, throw something across the screen at me, something little across the screen at me. But a lot of times on the show, we're talking with older people and asking them, you know, what would you say to parents out there with teens or to teens themselves who might be listening? And so I want to flip that a little bit while we've got both of you in here. What would you say to adults who have never had this experience on why? Because there are a lot of options now for learning a second language. You can do the traditional classroom route, which is available for adults as well as college-age students. But there are also different ways you can learn online through apps on your phone. But what would you say to people around your parents' age who have never had this experience on why they should?
I would say that I think it's extremely beneficial to learn another language. Like, I don't think it really matters, like, when you start. I think it can, like, as we were talking about earlier, I think it can, like, sharpen your mind, and it can also, like, broaden your experiences. It can broaden, like, your understanding of other people.
Sure.
So I think it's something that everybody should do. I would personally recommend a classroom better. I think that's a bit better than an app, but
a little easier, I think, or a little more in depth.
Yeah.
I've tried the app thing. It doesn't work for me. What about you, Emma? What would you say to adults out there listening that have never had the experience before?
Yeah, Ty's answer was great. I would say, like, I think whatever level you're going to, it's worth it. Like, even just, like, learning a few phrases can really, like, open you up to a whole world of new things. And you can decide if you want to continue. And it's exciting, and it's fun, and it's so cool to be able to actually use the skills you learn in the real world.
Very nice. This is a fun conversation about a part of high school education that oftentimes doesn't get talked about enough, but is really important because, again, it not only is about learning a second language or third for some people, it can be a opportunity to actually change how your brain works, to improve your memory. It has long-term benefits even into your old age, and it is something that I love this, that Logan High requires at least for a year, and every school should do that, although as Evelyn pointed out, not all in Utah do. we'll keep our conversation going. And getting here in the studio, we have both on the other side of the monitors, Frank and Evelyn, and here at the mics, students from Logan High, recent national German language competition participants, as well as participants in a German exchange program for students where they had the chance to travel and actually live and learn in Germany for a few weeks. Tyre and Emma Darby, and we'll be back with more of For the People right after this.
You work before dawn and long past dusk. At Black Cliffs Equipment, we see that. That's why we bring you Massey Ferguson tractors. Right now, get 0% financing for up to 96 months on select tractor models. Plus, great offers on hay equipment. And when the work gets tough, our service team is here to help with genuine AGCO parts. As a way of saying thanks for all you do, mention this ad when you come in for a free gift. Black Cliffs Equipment, your Massey Ferguson dealer in Hyde Park.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Are you on your feet a lot? When traveling, do you find yourself sitting for long periods of time? Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical, and we have compression stockings that can help you. Our compression stockings are designed to improve circulation, reduce swelling, and provide unmatched comfort. Come check out all the different styles and fabrics. These aren't your great-grandparents' compression stockings. That's why we're excited to offer an amazing deal. Buy 3 pairs of compression stockings and get a free care kit. That's right, 3 pairs of compression stockings and get a free care kit. Come into any of our 11 locations and invest in your health this winter by embracing the benefits of compression. For more details, visit us at alpinehomemedical.com. That's alpinehomemedical.com.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. President Trump has not publicly identified a timeline for when he might run out of patience in nuclear negotiations with Iran. Hear how he's keeping the world guessing. Plus, wholesale egg prices are way down. What's that mean for consumers? Will we get the savings? And the smart way to use AI for your taxes. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM. Your station for news and talk.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Wrapping up our conversation here with Logan High students Ty Ray and Emma Darby, both in the advanced levels, I would say, of learning German as high school students, experiences they've had traveling to Germany as exchange students, also competing in the national competition, and generally just the fun of learning a second language and where that might take them in life. So thanks to Ty and Emma both for letting me pick your brains and for being here for part of the conversation. And we wanted to wrap things up today with some comments from Frank and Evelyn. Evelyn, first off, you wanted to point out that there are a lot of classes Logan High offers for parents out there listening and thinking, okay, I'd like to get my child in a class. I didn't know this, but a Portuguese class. That's not common, is it, in schools in Utah? I'm not an expert on this, but that's very cool.
It is really cool. We have, through the dual immersion program, they start really young with the Spanish and Portuguese, and it's amazing to watch the progress for the students because we have 2, I think 3 Portuguese classes, full classes at the high school level, and the Spanish, we have Spanish 1, 2, 3, AP, and concurrent enrollment.
Very cool.
Yes, and we have concurrent enrollment for Portuguese as well. So I know we're highlighting you guys for your success, and that is fantastic, but I think our community should know that we offer more languages.
Quite a bit. And quickly, if parents are interested, just reach out to the school.
Yes, absolutely. If they want to start them young, they can go to Hillcrest, and there is a waiting list because people have really seen the value of the languages.
Nice.
But sure, they can start young. And also, I just want to mention, by my experience with the dual immersion, the students become like brothers and sisters, and they just love each other, and the merging cultures has an absolute value. It's language with a culture.
Sure. Great way to remember we're all human, right?
Yes.
And Frank, any final thoughts from you over there?
Well, just building off what Evelyn said, first, I definitely want to, again, commend our Emma and Ty for their successes. I was joking with them on one of the breaks. One of my favorite essays by Mark Twain is about that awful German language. And it's a joke about how hard German is. And, of course, it's done in jest. But the fact that they've been able to dedicate themselves and to do well enough on the exam, or as well as they've done, really is an outstanding accomplishment. And to Evelyn's point, we strive to offer a breadth of opportunities for students at Logan High and provide an opportunity for students to go deep in developing their skills and their expertise, which is something we see that these students are doing. It's been mentioned a couple times that we do require 1 year of foreign language as a graduation requirement at Logan High, which is not common at high schools in Utah. I think that's a great thing, and shout out, these people are no longer at the high school, but Jane Nicholson, who was our German teacher at the time, Jennifer Lugo, who taught Spanish, Linda Backer and Margot Ander, who were our two French teachers when that first went into place. They are the ones that really advocated and made sure that was something that every student at Logan High would have the experience of being exposed to a new language and the opportunities that provides. So shout out to them if they're listening. If they're not, if you're a friend of one of those ladies, please let them know, because I love them with all my heart. They're some of my favorite people in the world.
Very cool.
And Mike Mudrow, who's doing German now.
That's a good, fair. Give him a shout out, right? Thanks to all of you for being here. And Ty, Emma, I hope your first experience with the radio was pleasant. And I'm excited to see where you guys go in life after this experience. Frank, thanks again for organizing yet another episode of a Spotlight on the Logan School District. Evelyn, thank you for being here as well. To our listeners, thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow with the For the People movie show. Right now, Dave Ramsey is next here on KVNU.